Yeah, thank you. I just want to say first, all glory to God. Without him, I am nothing.
Power the shove, Neighbor Nation. We will see you on Saturday afternoon. Riley Meister gets the point.
Back into left field. Say goodnight to that baseball.
This is another one. It's back-to-back jacks for KSU Tuscarawas. He's the point, and it's alive. Hansen pushes it over. Unbelievable. We play on. It's blocked. We're tied. We're tied. Unbelievable.
All right, welcome on in to Baldwin Wallace's half of the postgame press conference for Game 1 of the MCVL Tournament. The Yellow Jackets won 3-1 over Wittenberg. Coach, I'll turn it over to you with your opening statement.
Yeah, first off, hats off to Wittenberg. I think they're a really strong team. Ever since they've, kind of stepped into the playoffs a couple of years ago, they've gotten much better, and they're hard to stop. We played them about a month ago, and they kicked our butt. So it was good to get back at them, but they have guys everywhere. I think they have some athletes that are just doing some things that nobody else is. But I thought that we stuck to our game plan well, and we stuck with our bread and butter, which is serve and pass, and that showed up. So I was really happy.
Players, anything to add to that?
Just a great team performance out there.
Then to open the floor for official questions. Gentlemen, obviously, going back to earlier on in March, that was your first MCVL loss. To be able to avenge it in a tournament setting like this, what does that say about this program who, over the past couple of years, that has been built on resilience?
Yeah, I think ever since 2022, we've kind of we've tested ourselves against some ranked teams. And there's been some weeks we've gotten our butts kicked. There's been some weeks we've had some great wins. But through that process, we just have to keep changing and getting better. And that's what we've talked about in the last month here, is just trying to grow and make some adjustments to our personal games to just keep getting better, right? And I think that is what shows up. And that will kind of apply set to set. Is we lost the first set, I think. And we just kind of had to switch over to the other side and just keep making adjustments. We had a rotation where we wanted to get some better matchups, and that worked. And I think that we made some good adjustments with our set choices and stuff like that. So that's what it's all about from like a macro view and from a micro view, is just keep competing, keep making changes. And I think that these guys are doing a great job of that. So,
Ted, looking at you specifically, 18 kills in this game. You led the way for Baldwin Wallace. Just talk about the tale of two halves, if you will, but really a quarter and then 3/4. That first set, you were a little bit slow to begin, but once your offense really got rolling, a lot of powerful kills, a lot of good blocks, you were able to play Baldwin Wallace's identity of men's volleyball.
Yeah, I think kind of what Coach Mars goes off of, but as a transfer, I think it just shows how willing they are to fight, and I think the culture here is amazing. And I think we just wanted to fight, we wanted to win, and we did it.
And my final question to the panel, at the end of set number 3, it's tied. Steinitz, 2 aces. First off, to see 2 aces in a row at any time in a tournament like this is impressive, but to end a set a little bit more, how much did that improve your guys' momentum? Because after that, it was all Baldwin Wallace.
I think that was... it was great for momentum, obviously, but it was more just because we won. That was such a hard-fought set. I think numbers-wise, that was probably the most even that we were across the board as far as stats go. It just really felt like a dogfight, and it kind of felt like whoever took that set was going to take the match. And to end it that way on kind of a high note, 2 clean aces from him, it was really, really helped us go forward and take the 4th.
Yeah, and to piggyback off that, we've talked about this probably month to month, that at some point your season is going to be on the line, and you have to be able to hit the serve that you do in our practice gym in a big moment. And that kid is case in point. He's been in big matches for 3 years now. He hasn't been on the floor for about a month, but we trust that guy as much as anybody else, and he is a big-time player. And that was one of the reasons why we wanted to have him out there, was because he could put some service pressure on guys that struggle with jump serves. And he really pulled us out of that set 3. He had a run, like a 5-point run early in the set, and he closed that game out. So hats off to him.
I have no further questions. Thank you, guys. I will toss it over to the rest of our panel. Any questions you guys want to ask? Feel free.
Michael, you talked about it being a whole team performance, and Ted, you obviously were lights out today. What do you guys? Well, we just talked about Josh a little bit, but what else? Like, kind of talk about the value of the other guys that contributed today. Evan was great today. Who else do we have? Steinitz, yeah, came up in the big. Colby had like 5 blocks at the end of the first set or something like that. So just kind of talk about like how all you guys like can contribute and how you guys, I don't know, just work to find a way.
I think honestly, like, we all just trusted each other out there, and we were all feeding off of each other. Like, one person was doing something, and then the other, Wittenberg was adjusting to it, and then we would just do the direct opposite of what they were doing. And I think we were all having a good game, and I think everybody just feeded off that energy.
Coach, what's it like having the two guys sitting to the right and the left of you, just all the experience that they have? You guys took a really hard loss on senior day in 5 sets to Mount Union that could have had you clinch the MCVL tournament, and you came back and were guns blazing all night tonight. So just talk about the leadership that you have with the two guys that are next to you.
Yeah, I think the first thing is this is the first time in 5 years that I've had somebody else who has some gray hairs. It's kind of nice. But no, they've just been in big-time matches in their own right. And what's good about them is, like, they're able to come into the office, and it's like we have a 4th or 5th coach that can be like, hey, here's what I'm seeing. You guys might not be seeing it, but we're feeling it here on the court. And it's something that we have to take into consideration because they've been through some big matches, and they've done so much for his program. And then when he came here, he's elevated our team, and Beard has obviously done such a good job with building this program. I can't say enough about it. We can obviously look at all their kind of talent on the court and stuff like that, but their minds are the most valuable thing that they bring to everybody else. And what they've done is throughout the year, they've helped build all the sophomores and all the freshmen IQ. And when you're looking to break into that top tier, that's the separator, because everyone's got talent, but not everybody is able to make reads and make plays the way you need them to. And that's where they've made the most difference. So
This is normally a question I'd ask a coach, but you have really 3 coaches up there right now. So I'm going to pitch this to both Michael and Ted. What's your message to the team tomorrow on the brink of an MCVL championship and an NCAA tournament berth?
I just think, I mean, if we do what we did today, I don't think that there's a whole lot that is going to stop us. I mean, I am a big stats guy. I'm an accountant at heart. So just looking at some of these numbers here, I mean, hitting percentage of .356 is insane. Shout out to Evan for that. We only missed 16 serves to 11 aces. That's a great ratio. And we only got aced 1 time on 73 receptions. That's a recipe for success for us, because that means that we're playing the game. And I feel like if we're playing the game that often, there's not a lot of teams that can hang with us.
Ted, anything to add to that?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think if we stick to our game plan from coach really sets us for success to win the next game.
Awesome. Any more questions for these 3? Cool. Then I'll pass it back over to you, Nate. And we're all set here with Baldwin Wallace. Thanks to you 3. Best of luck tomorrow in the championship match. It was a pleasure to watch you guys tonight.
thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, now it is time for Wittenberg's portion of the post-game press conference. Coach, I'll open up the floor to you for your opening statement.
Yeah, obviously not how we wanted today to go. I think we faced a really tough team, and Baldwin Wallace did a lot of good things that we didn't always have an answer for. So congratulations to them. I think they played really good volleyball today. I think there were moments for us that it seemed like things were clicking and we started to get a little more creative on the offense, but at the end of the day, we didn't have it today. So, yeah, congratulations to them.
Guys, tough one today. Baldwin Wallace, as you said in your opening statement, a very good team. But talk about that first set. That was a really good capsule to a bunch of people who really haven't seen you guys play this year. They got their first taste of Wittenberg volleyball. What do you hope they took away from this game?
I think a lot of it's confidence. I think we did some really good things in some big moments, and I want our guys to take some confidence from that and know that we can show up in big moments. And we have a lot of freshmen on the floor who have never been in big games like that, so just really good experience for them and to see that and feel it. But, yeah, going into next year, I think there's a lot of positives to take from today. We're sure as heck going to be fired up.
And speaking on those freshmen, Adam being Rookie of the Year in the conference, just talk about this year. You can use this game whatever way you want it to, but you told the world today that you are here and you are here to stay.
Yeah, basically, just put a lot of work into getting better, and I just love the game, so I'm really proud and appreciative of that award. Just day in, day out, trying to get better. Obviously, today didn't go as well as I wanted it to go in those later sets, but I think especially as the Rookie of the Year and as a freshman, it's definitely eye-opening to be in that kind of position for the first time, where you can't fold under that pressure, and I unfortunately did. But I think it's a lesson that I learned and that a lot of the guys on our team learned, even if they weren't on that court, and it's something that we're going to take for the next year and for the whole program as we continue on.
Final question, Coach, year one, it's in the books. What did you learn this year about your team that you'll be able to take into next year to say, when you get back to this point, you'll be ready and be ready to make it to that championship game?
Yeah, I think, kind of a tough situation to walk into, and couldn't have asked for a better group of guys to accept me into their family, and just no questions asked, trust me from the start. And I think these two sitting next to me are the epitome of good teammates and culture kids, and I know that they are going to continue to raise the standard in our gym. And I think as we move forward, I know we have a group of guys that's hungry to get better, and I can push them to the limit, and they don't resist. So I know that they're hungry to do that.
Thank you, guys. I will open the floor up to anyone else to ask questions.
Eli, Jamie talked about the transition and whatnot. Talk about, from a player's perspective, just talk about that whole.
Yeah, it's obviously certainly like a weird thing at first. Like, you get recruited by Nathan, you've played for Nathan for 2 years, but I can't credit Jamie enough. We talked about it in the locker room, like coming in, hasn't probably even met like half of our team when she came in. I know she had been the coach of the women's team, so she probably at least knew some faces, but I can't even credit her enough for how good of a job she did coaching us and just getting to know us as people more than players. And I think the future's super bright. We return a ton of production from this year to next year, and we're only going to get better with her as our leader.
Eli, could you talk a little bit about Adam Blair and what you've seen this season from the freshman?
I could talk about how good Adam is for a long time. Adam, the future is so bright for Adam. I think we knew as soon as we got him in the gym for the first time, we knew how good he could be, how high that ceiling is. And obviously today didn't go the way we wanted it, but I think he showed how good he can be, and he showed how good he can be all season. He's an incredible player. And more than that, he's an incredible teammate and an incredible leader too, which is easier said than done at points, and he does a great job, especially for a freshman.
Last question for me, just for Coach Eli, and all of y'all kind of alluded to it, but you have a ton of talent coming back for next year, and this is just another year of experience under their belt, understanding what's required. They were in the championship match last year. Wittenberg's program has continued to be on the up and up. Just talk a little bit about what you have coming back next year and your excitement for that.
Yeah, so obviously have Adam coming back into a sophomore season and a little more experienced, a little more volleyball under his belt, which is always going to be good. We've got 2 awesome senior outside hitters who have held down the fort for 3 years now, and they can go into their senior year and have all of the confidence that they've built thus far. Reese coming into his junior year has just grown immensely in the last even 5 weeks that we've seen him in the gym, and his ability to continue to run dynamic plays and just grow through that has been awesome to see. I think obviously returning Jake is a big one for us, and he captains our defense, and he's going to continue to grow. And then Carson as our setter, and even some of the setters we have who don't get to play. I think our gym is going to get a lot more competitive in the off season, and obviously opening chances for those people who maybe don't get to see the floor as much. I think they continue to push each other in practice. So,
anything else for this group? That is it here. That'll wrap things up. We appreciate the 3 of you for spending time with us. Obviously, today the result not what you guys wanted, but certainly a lot of excitement and promise coming for the future of Wittenberg volleyball. So thanks to you 3, and wish you guys nothing but the best of luck going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.